Hey everyone, how's it going? LiKeBuTTeR here, and welcome to episode 1 of me and IceMan's podcast, pre-Judgment, which means we're going to be talking about everything leading up to Judgment, talking about the game. We're going to try to keep it broad so that there's no, true spoilers. But, IceMan, say what's up before I get into it.
Alright, what's up guys? He's taking me on his channel right now because I've had the privilege of getting the game early, and he figured why not share some of my insight on the game so you guys can all get my knowledge.
Get my knowledge. You could have said that so many better ways. Anyways, so he was fortunate enough to get Gears of War Judgment early, and we're going to talk about what's in the game, what's to expect, and just our opinions about what we've seen so far. So, first impressions of the game, what would you say in general?
Feels just like Gears 3, like the character movement, all that is the same. After playing it for maybe a couple matches, you pick up some things that are different. You're like, whoa, that's different. Like, ink grenade doesn't stun you anymore. That was one of the first things I noticed. But other than that, like, the gameplay is smooth. It does have a Gears feel to it, but at the same time, it's got a different game feel to it. So I have enjoyed it, though. I do enjoy it.
So yeah, it's been talked about for months that we were questioning with the new controller scheme and the way that Gears of War has been originally played, where you have to switch to your grenades and little stuff like that. So you say it still does have a general Gears of War 3 feel as far as movement, look, speed, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, wall balance and everything works exactly the same because it's running on the same engine. That's how they made it so quickly.
I think it was pretty fair to assume that it was going to be a lot like Gears of War 3 because, the reason they had a Gears of War 3 beta is because they were trying a lot of new different things out. I'm pretty sure it was a new engine, right? New movement system, new ways that the characters move. They had a lot to test out. So maybe a huge reason why they didn't have to test out Judgment is because they were using most of the same components that they used for Gears of War 3. That's a pretty fair assumption, would you say?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
So okay, let's go over new changes that are completely different than the other Gears of Wars. So I remember you talking about how the no scopes on the long shot sniper rifle are actually extremely similar to Halo, or the way Halo no scopes are. So with the blind fire, kind of like a Halo no scope, with the what is it? Kind of like a faded reticule that's in the middle of your screen. So what do you think about that so far?
Yeah, like you said, it's just like Halo no scopes. It's very accurate. So I have a feeling in the community now, when someone hits a no scope like that, they're just gonna call it a no scope. As for the over the cover blind fires, I actually just played a game about an hour ago, and I realized that the over the cover and around the cover blind fires are actually not accurate at all. And it's funny how that worked, because I thought, like, oh hell, it's probably going to be just as accurate as the no scopes are, but it's actually pretty shit. So I have a feeling those will still be called blind fires, even with the reticule being there. But other things that I've came across that are different is when you kill somebody that is holding the same gun that you're holding, you automatically pick up the ammo. You don't have to hold X anymore to pick up their ammo, so that will save you a lot of deaths, because I've died so many times picking up somebody's shotgun ammo when I needed it. Now you can just haul ass over top of them and just pick up the shotgun ammo. Another thing that's different is the Nashor only has 8 shots in it, and
in
the long
the clip,
shot,
or in general?
Just in general in the gun, you can't even reload it. Just spawns with 8 shots, and the sniper has 6 shots. Another thing that's different is the scope on the sniper. You have to double zoom it. The second zoom is like the first zoom on Gears of War 3, so it's almost like Halo yet again, and Black Ops 2 with the variable zoom scope.
Okay.
So they've added a lot of different things. Quick throw feature. You hit LB now to throw the grenade. There is no more tagging people with grenades or planting tags on walls anymore. You hold LB to get that aimer of the grenade, like, to come up, so you can throw the grenades. You can also stick people with grenades. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably saw that in the trailer.
Oh, you can, you mean if it hits them on impact, it can stick to them, like the grenade?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Now, is that a certain type of grenade, or is that really any type of grenade, like, at all?
That is a good question. I have not tried to stick anybody with a ink grenade or anything like that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go play. We'll have to figure that out in the next episode that we do for this.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of these, so we're actually going to give you guys a chance to ask any questions that you want. Preferably ask them on Twitter. You can ask either one of us. I'll put our Twitters in the link below, and also right on the screen, I'm at LiKeBuTTeR9. He's at, what is it, IceMaN
Uh,
804.
yeah, IceMan underscore 804.
Okay, and that's where you can send your questions, or you can put them in the comment section below. But mainly, I want to keep the comment section strictly, just discussion about the game. So, first thing that came to mind about what you just said is that the inks don't no longer stun, which is good because the Gears of War 2 inks were very strategical. Like you could basically block off somewhere so that you could trap people on a side of the map where you could cross them. There was actually a strategy to using it. Whereas in Gears of War 3, it was just used as a free kill, basically.
Oh yeah.
So that's one thing I'm excited for. It's kind of strange that you said that you showed me a lot of clips already. The hip fire is just point on like the Halo no scopes, but around cover it's not accurate. Is it similar to the Gears?
It's just like a GoW 1 around the cover. It's just like a GoW 1 blind fire in general. It goes in the general direction that you're pointing
not
at,
perfect.
but it's off to the left, off to the right, down below, up top. It's different every time. So it's almost like in the cover system, when you're in cover, that they totally changed the way the blind fire works. So
Okay.
that's kind of disappointing, but at the same time, it keeps people getting those lucky shots. So now I'm thinking in montages that the in the cover blind fires are actually going to be like, higher. People are going to like
Those more, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of interesting to think about because if you think about the hip fire, like if you're thinking from the character's perspective, you would be able to have vision of your enemy. But if you were blind firing around a wall, I guess, like I said, from your character's perspective, you wouldn't be able to see what's around the wall. So maybe that's how they figured like the accuracy of it. That's like it's pretty good. I'm excited to see how. Yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes. And you said that pop shotting, of course, that being when you click the left trigger right before the right trigger, just enough time to be able to see the reticule on your screen. You said that that's extremely accurate, kind of like Gears 1 as well.
Yeah, and you're gonna hate me, dude, but I'm recording with my fucking webcam mic right now.
Oh, okay. Is it gonna be complete shit or is it gonna be alright?
I mean, we'll find out.
All right.
But it shouldn't be too bad. Another thing that I've noticed that's different is that the torque bow laser beam. When you hold left trigger with the torque bow to aim, there's like a laser sight.
Right.
Well, that is visible now when you're no scoping.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty interesting. So it's almost like, so when you blind fire the torque bow, is it extremely accurate? Like, I mean, in most of the Gears of Wars, blind firing the torque bow is extremely accurate. It's just, it was hard because you never had something there. But now with the laser sight, I'm assuming blind firing with the torque bow is going to be a lot easier. So now that we got the general like feel of what we can expect in Gears of War Judgment, so as far as major changes, it's confirmed that it's human on human. It's color based instead of locust versus human. Okay, so that's been pretty much confirmed. As far as we know, there's no down but not out in those game types that come on the disc. But you said something about there being what do you call it? Like a section of the menu that says events or something like that?
Yeah, and then all right, when you basically put the disc in your Xbox, it will, you start up at the main menu. You'll have an option for campaign. There's 2 campaigns. One campaign you can do, I'm pretty sure you can join in on different people's campaigns and play 4-people campaign like co-op style. And there's an aftermath campaign, which I'm pretty sure takes place after Gears 3. So they have 2 campaigns incorporated into Judgment. There's also, if you go down one spot, it's a mode called Survival, which is Horde. And I don't know why they changed it to Survival, but basically it's Horde.
Okay.
Then underneath that, they have Versus. Once you've clicked Versus, you have options for Standard, Private, Special Event, which is that's what I was talking about. I have a feeling, Halloween, Christmas, Easter, they're going to have all those playlist that they normally had for Gears 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the VIP section. I'm not really sure what that is. I'm pretty sure someone said you had to like pay, or I don't know.
To get like extra privileges or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to like speak on something that I don't know about.
Right.
But the character setup is a screen that I actually checked out a couple hours ago. You can customize your Lancer, all the skins for your guns, all that shit's in there. There's so many sweet skins. You can customize your character skin, and there's so many skins for that. There's like over 20 skins. Your whole character can like glow electric blue. Your character can look like it's on fire.
So that's what that was. I remember one video a while back, like someone was glowing and somebody thought that it meant something, like you get extra points for like the person that killed you or something like that. So that is just a skin you can customize. Like can you customize like your armor on your character? Is it just like
the whole character changes, like from the top to the bottom, like full suit, like different.
So like Halo.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty sweet, man. The skins they have like skull skins, where like your dude has like skeleton bones all over his suit and shit.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. Underneath character setup is stats and awards, just like Gears 3. And then underneath that, you have the Xbox Live Marketplace, where you have VIP Pass, Avatar Collection, weapon skins, character skins, buy double XP, and upcoming DLC. So that's what I was talking about, where you had to like buy to get the VIP section, because as you can see under the Xbox Live Marketplace, you have to get a pass to even go to that section. And the versus maps are for TDM, Free For All, and Domination are Gondola, Streets, Skyline, Library, and I'm not sure if it's going to be on the release date, but they have a map called Rig. I don't know if they're going to have that for the three game types, FFA, and TDM and Domination. And the overrun maps are Estate, Skyline, Junkyard, and Island.
Okay. Now, what made my first impression of that would be like, that's good that they're having an extra section, because think about it this way. The way that the events were in Gears of War 3, excuse me, it was only like one game type. So in order for them to have a certain section on the map, or on the menu just for that, makes me think that they'll have multiple events going on at once. Maybe there'll be like a throwback playlist where it'll be like Down But Not Out and Locust vs. COG. Like there's a lot of things that they can do, and they proved that with Gears of War 3, showing that if they can put bunny heads on the characters, they can pretty much do anything. And
exactly.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they stay up with the game as much as possible. Like in Gears of War 3, like I said this in a dual commentary I was doing with the Razored Edge, I was very happy with the amount that they were staying involved with Gears of War 3, the way that they were constantly updating it. They were changing things, they were looking for user input, and they did change it, because the sawed-off did need a huge nerf. And although it's still annoying to this day, because it's the way the gun is just doesn't really fit into a lot of gear styles, but they did nerf it, and they changed a lot of things. They made the recoil on the Retro Lancer a lot more. They updated things that needed to be changed, and they stayed very involved for like the first 6 months. And then after that, they kind of like just let it go completely. And obviously that has a huge thing to do with the creating Gears of War Judgment and figuring out ideas for that, because it's got to be difficult keeping up with past games. And then also updating the game, updating the games that you've done and then making a new game, which is one of the huge reasons why I feel like Treyarch and Infinity Ward, how they pretty much checker the games, how they go, Modern Warfare 3, and then this company does this one, and it goes back and forth, because then they have a chance to focus on games that they just created. So that's, it's understandable, but People Can Fly did do a huge part of this game, did they not? I'm pretty sure they did the complete single player
campaign.
Yeah,
and Epic did the multiplayer. But it was funny that you said something about them nerfing the sawed-off, and now in Gears of War Judgment, they actually bring back the sawed-off out of all the complaints, and they give it an extra fucking round.
Okay.
So now you can shoot twice, and then you have to reload. And they made the reload, it's not as long as it used to be. You know how they used to make the reload?
Yeah, it was very
super long.
Yep.
Yeah, now it's not as long as that at all.
Oh, that's a little strange. So is it like something weird, like left trigger shoots the bullet out of the left barrel and right
No,
trigger?
you just hit right trigger once and then hit right trigger twice.
Okay, and it's a
Yeah.
one shot kill or is it two?
Yeah.
It is. That's
Yeah, dude. I
strange.
got, I got. I was playing against bots earlier, and a bot came up to me and wrecked me and a bot behind me in free for all,
And
and
two
then wrecked
shots real
another.
quick, huh?
No, one shot wrecked me and a bot right next to me,
Oh, that's
and then
great.
wrecked another bot with the second shot.
For an on-screen trip. Oh
Yeah.
god, that sounds crazy. What it sounds to me is that you mentioned, I don't know if you mentioned it in this podcast, but I know you were telling me, we had a huge conversation on the phone. You were talking about how you start with either a lancer, retro lancer, you like your primary weapons, and the shotgun is included in the primary weapons. So
Mhm.
it's you get a
Yeah, I'll
choice
go
of,
over the weapons.
yeah, you get a choice of
Um,
pistol or whatever, and then you get, so it seems like if you do pick the sawed off, you're not going to do as well against like a lot of people with lancers and stuff, but it's
mhm.
definitely going to screw us like hardcore gears guys
Pushers
over
and
that.
stuff.
Yeah, because we like to use the Nasher.
Right.
So yeah, what are your thoughts about that whole thing?
Well, all right. Like you said, you have a choice. You can't choose between pistol. Pistol is there. You just have to use it. So really, you only have a choice of your primary weapon. You have the Nasher, the Hammer Burst. With pre-order, you get the classic Gears of War Hammer Burst, is the six round burst Hammer Burst.
Okay.
So a Nasher, two Hammer Bursts, Retro Lancer, regular Lancer, and then you can use the did I say the sawed off
No,
yet?
you didn't mention
And
that, I
then
don't
you
think.
get to use the Marksa, which is the pretty much replaces the Boltok. It is a two headshot
Two hit
kill
headshot.
weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean it's pretty good. It only has one zoom on it, not two. And let me think. But yeah. Those are pretty much the starting weapons that you get. You can customize your grenades as well between a regular grenade, smoke grenade, the stem grenade that heals ink grenade. If I said that already, the detection grenades, the motion detection grenades.
Was that, what is that? Will it sit on the ground and like you could run somewhere else and it's like kind of like a planted frag, but it'll tell you where they are?
It like puts out sonar in a big bubble when it lands,
Oh, okay.
and you can see people through walls and stuff for a certain
Oh,
amount of time.
all right. Well, that's
Yeah.
different. So yeah, that sounds I mean, pretty general. I mean, so you can switch out, like you said, the pistol for like a shotgun though. So if you were to, use a lancer and a pistol, and then you saw a shotgun on the ground, you could pick up the shotgun in your pistol slot.
Yeah, you couldn't do that in Gears 3. Like, you could never change out your pistol for a primary weapon, but in Gears Judgment, you can switch out your pistol and pick up a sniper or something like that.
Yeah, well, right, because in Gears of War 3 you had primary and you had secondary, and then you had a
Hmm.
pistol. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
um, anyways, so that's all being said. Overall, like, what would you say? Like, do you think the game's gonna be good for? I mean, you mentioned that it's gonna be easier to hit crazy stuff like that we've seen in previous
Oh, yeah.
years. So you think it'll be good for YouTube in general? Like, do you think the community will be bigger because a lot more people will think it's easier? Because you talked about the new controller scheme. Why don't you talk about that a little bit? You said it's extremely easy.
Yeah, very easy. Y is to change weapons between your pistol and your primary. It's really quick, so you can actually double Y and jump off a building and shoot somebody. So
Right.
it's gonna be like fucking phase Gal now, man.
Yeah,
You
like
can,
that's crazy.
yeah. So basically, double Y to switch back and forth between your primary weapons, and LB for quick throw grenades, or hold down LB to aim the grenade and release, and you let go of LB to throw it. So, or you can just tap it real quick and just toss it. But yeah, the controls are easy. That's the only change. The D-pad, the only thing on the D-pad that really works is down on the D-pad for your TACCOM. Either down or up on your D-pad. I'm pretty sure it's down. You just hit it once, and the TACCOM shows where all the weapon spawns on the map are.
Right.
And your characters, when you're playing free-for-all, characters, it's like red versus blue. Your teammates have their names above their heads, and the enemy does not have their name above their heads, and they're just a different color. So it stands out it's pretty blatantly obvious that it's an enemy that you're looking at. So I thought at first, like, wow, dude, I'm so used to killing Locust, or I'm so used to killing Cog when I'm Locust. It's gonna be hard to tell, who my
Right.
enemies are. But just like it's not hard to tell who your enemy is when you're playing Halo and you're, blue team. So
Okay. So it's similar, yeah, similar to like a Call of Duty where you may have the same character models. You can just easily tell if it's one of your guys or not.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Just it's really easy. Any more questions you want to ask?
I think right now that's pretty good. We covered a bunch of stuff, but what I'll do like now is when we wrap this up. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, you want to know anything, now's the time to ask us on Twitter, on like I said, even in the comment section below. Just leave your questions. We'll go through them a little bit later today. We'll discuss a few things, and we're gonna do as many of these as possible before Gears of War Judgment comes out. So yeah, thanks for coming on. IceMan's channel is in the description. So you got any last words before we end episode 1?
Oh no, thanks for having me on, man. I'm glad to provide the information. Next time I'll make sure to use my high quality microphone instead of my shitty webcam one. But I just got a new webcam, so hopefully the quality is a lot better than your webcam. So yeah, thanks for having me on, man, and I'll see you guys next time.
All right, see you later, guys, and don't forget that the MP3 is in the description. So this is a 25-minute podcast. If you want to listen to it while you're doing something around the house, you can do that as well. And we'll talk to you later.